good morning. I'm out here in my woods this morning and I'm going to share a tutorial video with you on how to make the Haileyville hat and cowl that are brand new crochet patterns I just released on my blog. They're both free patterns and they coordinate and go together. Here is the Haileyville hat and cowl that I've just released as free patterns on my blog. I'll have the links for those in the description box down below this video so you can find them there. Alright, so the yarn that I'm working with today is Cascade Yarns 220 Superwash Effects. And this is the same yarn that I used in the design for the Haileyville hat and cowl, except the colorway that I used for the hat and the cowl is number 16. It's called Grapes. I should have looked up the number for this one. I don't remember it, but I want to say it was called Autumn, so it's more of yellows and oranges. And I'm using a size K crochet hook. All right, so we're going to start by chaining 11. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And 11. Now we're going to turn this over and start doing single crochet stitches into these little ridges. See how they make a little like dashed line on the back? I'm going to stitch into those. All right? So into this one and a single crochet stitch. Into this one. Whoops, snagged. Let's undo that one. There we go. I didn't have it all the way through. I guess this autumn colorway is about perfect with all the brown leaves on the ground in front of me. I didn't plan it that way, but it was meant to be, I guess. Alright, so that's my first row of single crochet. Now I'm going to turn it, chain 1. Now, in order to make this ribbed band, I'm going to be working all the other rows of single crochet stitches for the band in the back loops only of my stitches. So I'm going to turn, it's hard to see the first one, I'm going to turn this so that you can see the back loops are the ones here along the back of my stitches. Basically the back of your stitches, whichever side isn't closest to you. So it switches as you turn your fabric. But in order to do the first one, I'm going to go into this back loop and single crochet. Again into the back loop and single crochet. And all the way across just into the back loops of my stitches. Into back loops. And the last one is here. This down here, don't worry about that. That's just a chain from your foundation chain. This is not a stitch. You're going to go into here. Alright, there's what I have so far. Now you can see, let's take this out so I can show it to you better. This line, these are the fronts of the stitches that I didn't work into. And they leave this line on the front of the fabric. Because I'm going to do this over and over again, it's going to make stripes all along the band, and that's why it's going to be basically ribbing. And it is very stretchy, similar to knit ribbing. It's not going to look exactly like knit ribbing, but it's going to provide the same function, the same, well, a similar look and the same stretchiness that we get from knit ribbing. So I'm still doing the same thing, putting my hook into the back loops of the stitches and working single crochet stitches. So this is how the whole, not brim, but the band of the hat that goes like around your ears and forehead, that's how the whole band is made. And the pattern calls for you to make 64 rows of this ribbing. That's a good size to go around just about any adult's head. If you wanted to make this hat smaller, you want to decrease that number of rows by a multiple of 8, and that's so that you'll be well set up to do the body of the hat. Or you could increase it by multiples of 8 if you want to make it bigger, but most adults are going to fit just fine with the hat pattern as written. Alright, so this is how it's made. We will restart the video when I've got more of a band made here so that I can show you how to seam it and how to begin stitching the body of the hat along the edge of this band that you're making. Alright, I'm back. So I have completed 63 rows of this single crochet ribbing, and you can see, like I said, it's really stretchy. Alright, so now I'm going to do the last row, turn, chain 1, and then into the back loop of each of these stitches. Alright, so that's the last row. Now to seam the band into a circle, I'm going to turn and make sure I have this straight. And I'm going to bring the other end up behind this one that I was just working on. And now I'm going to chain 1 again, and I'm going to seam through both thicknesses. So I'm actually going to go through both loops of this stitch, and I'm going to come over here to where my chain was. Let me get a look at this. Okay, so this is where I want to go into this. This was the bottom of my first chain. Oh, I think I've got my, hang on, got my yarn twisted around. There we go. Alright, so I'm going through the first chain that was at the bottom of my beginning end, and I'm going to slip stitch through both of those thicknesses and then go into this next stitch, both loops of it, and then into the next chain. They're a little tight, so sometimes you have to wiggle through. Slip stitch through both of those. Same thing all the way across, through both loops of the stitch, through the chain, and then slip stitch. through this stitch, through this chain, slip stitch. All right. I'll be continuing instructions for showing you how to make the Haileyville hat in the part 2 video. So this is to be continued. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check the description box for links.